Are you tired of the same old pro wrestling? Then check out the amazing action on Powerslam.tv, the biggest indie pro wrestling channel in the world. Get over 4,000 hours of the best pro wrestling events from over 110 of the biggest names in the industry from over 15 countries around the globe. Get your free trial today at Powerslam.tv.
Jesus Christ. Wrestling. Pro wrestling. Not amateur wrestling.
Oh, okay.
None of this Chad Gable shit like before he was in
I
WWE.
did watch Kurt Angle's Olympic that match.
He had a broken fucking neck.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't say fucking on TV.
Yeah,
you can say it on podcasts.
He was all hopped up
PG
on
shit.
I thought that
PCP.
he had originally not told them until after he won, but apparently they told him before, and he was all hopped up on drugs during that last one.
Yeah, he's Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
Up until 6 years ago. He's all hopped up on drugs.
63.
Yeah. Episode 63, Kurt Angle's Fix.
It's almost 69.
It's almost.
Almost. We didn't do a show last week, though.
No, we didn't.
We didn't. I was going to do something, and then I got distracted by
Pokemon
depression.
That happens.
Pokemon depression, whatever. I mean, it was fucking...
Yeah. So
it's all the same.
It's one and the same.
Let's rapid fire. I'm going to talk about a couple dumbass things that I've seen online today. First and foremost, apparently Alberto Del Rio wants to come back, and I'm sure Triple H thinks that's fucking hysterical.
It's adorable.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Was he a star?
They tried to make him one.
Yeah, but did people get behind it?
I don't really think so.
I don't remember him. I remember him. The only time I remember Del Rio being over was when he was with Dutch Zeb Coulter. That's what his name was then.
Yeah.
Just because the whole We the People thing was entertaining with Jack Swagger and it was entertaining with Del Rio because he was a Mexican, and that was even funnier because it was Make America Great Again before that was a thing, and it was absolutely hysterical.
I don't know if I remember that. Was that before Cesaro?
No, it was after. So initially it was Swagger and Cesaro and Zeb Coulter, and then Swagger left WWE. I don't remember if he left or if he was still around, and Cesaro went on his singles run.
Oh, right. And then
and then it was Del Rio and Dutch Mantel.
Right. And then that spawned the other group, right?
Bob Backlund.
Bob Backlund was with Darren Young.
Yeah.
That was also entertaining because he just kept trying to teach him how to do the chicken wing, and that was about it.
Oh, Bob Backlund, Jesus Christ.
What a crazy old bastard.
I saw him at a live show with Darren Young, and he spent 20 minutes just taking pictures and shaking hands.
He came out in the crowd during Backlash in 2005. I was at the... whatever the fuck the arena is in New Hampshire these days. I think it's Southern New Hampshire now, but it used to be Verizon Wireless, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. It may have been something...
SNHU Arena.
Yeah, it may have been something else when I went there for Backlash, but he came out in the crowd like 2 rows next to me, and I'm just like, what the fuck is Bob Backlund doing here? He was doing...
I'm lost.
He was interacting with the crowd, so I've never actually watched the pay-per-view. I saw it live, but I've never actually sat down and watched the pay-per-view. So I don't know if he was on TV. Maybe I was on TV because I was right next to him. I have no idea. I've just never watched it. The only pay-per-view I think I've watched that I went to live was King of the Ring 2000 was the one in Boston.
What if The Miz won King of the Ring?
I would be really upset. Because that would be, hey, we brought back King of the Ring, and then we wasted it on the fucking Miz.
I know, Cesaro would be a good King of the Ring.
Yeah, he would be. I mean, he already had the shirt.
I still think that with King of the Ring, they've always, a lot of the times they've used King of the Ring to elevate someone, but I feel like nowadays they would just give it to whoever's over. They would give it to someone who doesn't need it.
Like when they gave it to Sheamus.
No, Sheamus was still, I feel fairly fresh at the time.
Wasn't he already champ at that point, though?
Yeah, but I think if I remember correctly,
he was champ because he was healthy and nobody else was.
He was a transitional champion. He wasn't Austin. He wasn't The Rock. He was a transitional champion.
No,
but
he
like
was
I remember
Sheamus.
when Kurt Angle won it, and that really skyrocketed his career. Booker T, that was the first I feel respect that WWE gave him since coming over after the sale of WCW.
Aside from the short-lived tag title run with Goldust.
Yeah, and I mean, people say that like Booker, everyone says Sting didn't sign because they buried Booker, and it's like I don't know, Booker debuted in a program against The Rock for the most part. Yep. That's not a shitty way to debut.
And they immediately let them do like you stole my finisher.
Yeah.
Like that was a good storyline that they didn't have to do.
I still stand by, really unpopular, that I liked the bookend more than I liked the Rock Bottom.
The bookend makes more sense.
Because he would like pick them up and slam them almost like almost like an Iranagi.
And he'd land on his knees. Like he was ready for the pin.
Whereas like I don't know,
The Rock looks good on camera. That move
The
looks
Rock
good on
has
camera.
a lot of flamboyance to it, a lot of showmanship to it. Booker T was a boom out of nowhere bookend, let's go. And I mean, to be fair, the axe kick way better than the people's elbow.
Oh yes,
like
and we got the Harlem
but
Houston hangover,
it's
depending on where he was.
The most electrifying move in sports entertainment today.
It was better when Vince stole it.
The corporate elbow.
The corporate elbow.
I wish that R-Truth would start doing it.
Who did it? I watched someone.
Ricochet.
Yeah.
I feel like that move and Hulk Hogan's leg drop and the 5-knuckle shuffle, like they're such a dumb finisher.
The worm, I don't know. The worm is a chop to the throat.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more devastating than a fucking like.
But it's the build up to it.
Yeah. I like the caterpillar, to be fair, because I think Otis is going to. He may never be a world champion, but I don't know about Tucker, but Otis I think is going to be around for a long time, especially because once again people are like, they're not using it. It's like he's in a program with Alexa Bliss, who may be one of the most over females in the entire roster.
Yeah,
like
consistently,
and it's comedy, but it's being done really well. I think the Alexa and Otis thing, especially where he was constantly like going into her locker room when she was changing and stuff, and it wasn't like this outrage. It was like, what the fuck are you doing here, dude?
And I don't think he's taking not to take away from what he's doing, but I think they finally found a replacement for Santino. Like that style of comedy.
But the thing is, like, I loved Santino Marella. Like, people don't give him the credit for as good of a wrestler as he was.
Right.
Otis, too, for his size, he does a lot because he has power moves. He has kind of, agile moves.
Yeah.
I can see in the future, when the inevitable, like, singles run of, like, Hansen and Rowe happen on the main roster, Otis and, like, Hansen going head-to-head, and it's going to be really fucking good in singles competition.
Well, War Raiders and Heavy Machinery would be a dope.
Didn't they have at least one match? I think War Raiders squashed them right before they came to the main roster.
Yeah, I think actually.
Like I said, I'm not a huge Tucker Knight fan. He's all right. Otis is just entertaining. Otis is just good.
Tucker strikes me as the kind of guy who knows how good Otis is and kind of takes a step back. Like, I'll let him do his thing.
Yeah. I don't know. His whole persona is just like he's an insane person.
Right.
But he's not like,
criminally insane.
Yeah, he's just like kind of weird, and he's like slightly not aware of what's going on around him. The way when they were doing
like me.
When they were doing the Lacey Evans interruptions, which is the worst fucking story I've ever seen. When she came out during Moment of Bliss, and Otis is just sitting there like bobbing his head to her theme song, and I was just like, this is just fun.
That little head thing that he does when he looks up and it looks like his whole neck disappears. I love it.
He's I don't know. I'm a big fan of Dosevich or whatever.
Yeah.
No, it's just Otis.
Well, they got rid of the Dosevich because I'm assuming of Dijak.
No, because they just don't like last names. Here's Andrade. Here's Cesaro.
Yeah, I don't
Cesaro's
really
the
understand
last name,
that.
Like Dijak will be Dijakovic. They'll probably get rid of his first name.
Yeah, Ricochet will just be Rick at some point.
R.
This is old boy Rick.
And then Flair returns for one more match for the name Rick.
Yeah.
And then Ricochet just comes out as his weird symbol.
He's Prince.
Yeah. The artist formerly known as Prince Puma.
And everyone just calls him 8. And then Goldust comes back as 7, and they...
Well, why was 6 afraid of 7? Because 7 ain't 9.
Haha, I hate you. So...
That joke's fucking stupid.
So let's...
It's timeless, though.
You know what's funny? We didn't tell anyone who we are. We're 9.5 minutes in, bud.
They should know it. I mean, if they're listening, you can follow us on Twitter at The Blade Job Show. You can follow Scott at Blade Jobs Parkins. You can follow Jan Solsensen at Blade Job J. Olsen.
Olin?
No.
I'm not an Olsen twin.
You might be.
I
Whatever.
wish I was. That money
There's
is
no
probably
S.
gold.
Just get rid of the... Yeah, but then you fucking killed Heath Ledger, so that's not cool.
Yeah, why'd you do that, bud?
You jerk.
I told him not to take the role.
Anyways, websites, podcasts, you're already listening to it. You know where that is.
You can. I Volger Scott Perkins. It says it on my T-shirt.
It does.
That's awesome.
You guys can't see it, but it does.
I'm wearing a Finger Poke of Doom t-shirt right now.
Nice.
I have a Hangman and a Page shirt on.
You
Very
would.
cool.
Fucking way to jump on the bandwagon.
Supporting that T-shirt company, AEW.
Yeah.
They've got 2 shows announced now.
That's pretty cool.
And they've got a date announced for the second one. Still no TV deal. And, oh, you know what? That's a great transition. Thank you, Jan Bolin.
You're welcome.
Jan Bolognese.
Let me just reopen, because I actually prepared a little bit.
Wow.
It's weird, right? I know.
That makes one of us.
So,
I just drew a sick Undertaker as a penis. I'll put that up on the
It's true.
Twitters. I'll do that right now.
so someone on Twitter asked if Cody Rhodes is a heel or a face. And Cody's response was, I'm a competitor. Those dated tropes don't exist in wrestling anymore. Fans are more educated and hold our industry to the same standards as any other comparable form of entertainment context creates. And I think that is the worst fucking thing he has done for AEW. Because without heroes, without villains, wrestling is fake.
Yeah.
It becomes the thing that that fans like us, that fans like you, that professional wrestlers fight against. It becomes just fake fighting.
Yeah.
If there's no story, if there's no hero, there's no villain. And I'm not saying you can't blur the lines. Look at Becky. Look at Stone Cold. Look at The Rock. Look at all of these people who have blurred the lines between face and heel. Like, I mean, fuck, look at the NWO. That was supposed to be the biggest heel faction of all time, and it became like the most over thing in professional wrestling. Probably history. I don't think I've ever seen something that took over the world like the NWO did. DX came close, but it didn't come anywhere near the popularity that the NWO had.
No.
Because the NWO, as much as its downfall was the fact that there were so many people in it, since there were so many members, anyone could find someone in the NWO that they connected with, that they liked. So you became an NWO fan because of that person. You know, like I was a big Conan fan. So like Conan being in the NWO was huge for me.
Yeah.
You know, like,
and they were raw too. Compared to DX, who was kind of cartoony.
Speaking
And I
of which,
loved it.
Oh, I
DX
did
is
too.
way better.
I didn't
It just didn't
realize
scratch the same
how
itch.
early it happened. I've been watching, as you know, I've been watching WCW from episode 1 of Nitro, including pay-per-views.
Yeah.
And the last episode of Nitro I just watched was Medusa showing up and tossing the title in the trash. I didn't realize how early that was because I remember it so clearly.
Yeah.
But that was like 3 months in. It was right before Starrcade.
Yeah.
And they debuted Nitro right after Fall Brawl. So I mean, we've had 2 pay-per-views. We had Halloween Havoc and World War III. Like there have been a handful of Nitros, 11, 12, and I didn't realize how early on Bischoff went nuclear on WWF.
And to like I think if he had had the time to understand how hot he was going to get, how hot that whole brand was going to get, they probably could have put people in place that could have helped them. But they got so hot so quick,
and that's why Hogan, Nash, and Hall ended up with creative control because they didn't know what they didn't know how to handle how quickly everything.
He
was
even gave it to
growing.
Rick at a certain point. Yeah. Like,
So back to Cody though, back to AEW. I think this was Cody speaking quickly without thinking. I don't think that we're going to have an AEW without faces or heels. Because a professional wrestling organization, go to an indie show. An indie show you've never been to in a place you've never been, and you don't know a single person on that roster. You know who the good guy is. You know who the bad guy is, because that's their job. Their job is to come out here and let you know, I'm a fucking asshole, and I'm going to beat you up. Fuck you, asshole in the front row. I'm better than you. My name's MJF. Wah, wah, wah.
His name's JRT.
In a way, it's almost in a way it's almost a heel comment to make. Like, I'm not a bad guy, because he's almost like how some heels act like that. Like, I'm not a bad guy. Like, you just don't like the way that I act.
You know who you could tell was a heel right away? Ramo. Omar.
Oh yeah.
Fucking first match ever, you could tell that guy was a heel.
Yeah.
And then he won heelishly. That bastard.
It's just,
I don't know.
You need
indie wrestling.
If your job is to just be a professional wrestler, you're only reaching 50% of your potential. If you can't make the crowd love you or make the crowd hate you, you're just a dude who dances in the ring. Mm-hmm. That's it. You are nothing if you don't have a defined character archetype. And I'm not saying there has to always be faces and heels. Sometimes you do just have a technical match with, whether it's two faces, two heels, or two kind of neutral guys who are still finding their footing. Once again, going back to WCW, there was plenty of matches on Nitro that was like Dean Malenko and Eddie Guerrero. Those were there to showcase technical wrestling, to showcase a lucha libre style that most of America at that time had not seen, because WWF didn't have lucha libre in the 90s.
Right.
WCW brought in international talent to showcase different styles.
Yeah.
So where I am in WCW history is the introduction of the New Japan talent. Now, not Japanese talent, New Japan Pro Wrestling talent on WCW television. At Starrcade in 95, they held the World Cup. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Only their World Cup was WCW versus New Japan. That's a fucking World Cup of wrestling.
Yeah.
A New Japan Pro Wrestler at this point in WCW's history is the United States champion. Not a WCW wrestler, a New Japan Pro Wrestling performer. Bull Nakano has been wrestling on Nitro. Like, these are... WWE can't do that now. They can't figure out their own shit.
No.
They would never, ever let someone from a different promotion on Raw. It would never happen at this point. Maybe someday it will. Maybe they'll actually get their heads out of their asses and maybe partner up with someone. They're partnered with Evolve. They're partnered with Progress. And Progress also show up on NXT UK. You're never going to see them on Raw, though.
No.
And if you do, they've signed a contract.
Right.
But back to Cody again. You can't just say it's wrestling. What the fuck's
That's
the point?
why I think he either answered...
You think I'm going to give you $40 to watch your pay-per-view just to see wrestling? No. Entertain me.
Yeah.
Storylines. That's why AEW cannot survive without a TV deal.
Why do you think so many people's favorite match from All In was Hangman versus Janela?
Because there was an actual fucking story to it.
Exactly.
It wasn't even the best match on the card by a long shot.
But there was a story to it.
There was a story.
There was a very good
story
story
to
to it.
With the only story going into Double or Nothing for me, the real drawn out story is Jericho and Omega.
Yep.
Because they've been wrestling each other. They've been fucking with each other for 2 years almost.
Yeah.
Okay, you can say the Bucks and, Penta and Ray. Well, that feud started 2 months ago, and it's going to be for the AAA tag titles.
Right.
They're going to defend the AAA, and that worries me too. Is AEW even going to have belts, or are they just going to defend other promotions' belts? Because I'm not okay with that.
Is Cody even going to be healthy enough to compete at Double or Nothing?
According to the card that they've posted, it's Cody versus ?
Oh, I love that guy.
Maybe it's Cody versus the health of his knee.
Cody versus local talent.
Yeah.
I want AEW to do well, but I want them to be a professional wrestling organization.
Yeah.
I want them to fill the void that we have ever since WCW and ECW went out of business. Fill that void. That's what I want. That's what, and I think a lot of fans want that too, because people may say, "Oh, I just want good professional wrestling," and that's all well and good, but it'll get boring quickly, especially with a shallow roster.
And what worries me is, I hope they're not basing this off of New Japan fans from America who don't watch anything from New Japan outside of pay-per-views and seem okay with that.
So, if they base their structure on New Japan, on the Japanese style, where it's essentially house shows and pay-per-views and that's it.
It's not going to work.
No, not for the American fans who expect constant content. Like, yeah, maybe WWE's issue is there is too much and they can't keep up with it. That's very well a possibility. AEW has the opportunity to offer us a 2-hour weekly program with one pay-per-view a month, maybe one pay-per-view every 2 months, do the ECW style, whatever. They have an opportunity to do it right.
Right.
And I feel like Cody, out of anyone who was raised around WCW, he was raised around the WWF, he was raised around WWE, he performed in WWE, should know what to do and what not to do. You think that Dusty was sitting there going, "Nitro, that's a horrible idea." No, he was probably going, "This is great. This is more professional wrestling.
Yep.
This is showcasing new talent." Because yes, WCW fucked up. They put too much focus on Hogan, Nash, Hall, Luger, Macho. Like they did. They put too much focus on them. The entire undercard was brilliant, and it was showcasing new, fresh, young talent.
Yep.
Something that at that time WWF was like, no, we're only using new. They've been open about the fact that the only reason Triple H, The Rock, Stone Cold, the only reason they are stars is because WWE hadn't created any homegrown talent.
Right.
And they didn't know what to fucking do,
right.
So they grabbed a bunch of random people who happened to be good, but it was an accident. The entire current legend cycle of WWE performers was an accident.
Yep.
Because they didn't know what the fuck to do because everyone was jumping ship to WCW.
And if WCW didn't have to be so focused on the ratings because of where they were, you probably wouldn't have seen all those wrestlers leave, because it probably would have been more focused on who's actually talented and who they wanted to push.
Yeah, no, for sure. Also, so, moving on from AEW, just a little off topic. I got a little annoyed the other day because for some reason I was just thinking that everyone always says that, oh, Eddie Guerrero, WCW buried Eddie Guerrero. They never gave him the shot. And so Eddie Guerrero jumped ship in what, 98, 99?
I think 98.
I'll look it up.
He didn't come over with the Radicals. He came over right before or right after the Radicals, which was 99.
I think it was like late 98.
Yes. So anyways, that was 3 years in WCW.
Yeah.
3 years. So let's say 98. S. Perkins is looking it up for us, so we'll have an accurate time frame to when he joined the World Wrestling Federation right about now.
Hold on, I'm taking my time. LWO. 2000.
2000. Okay.
All right.
So he was in WCW for 5 years. And he was starting to definitely build momentum. Everyone seems to think that he joined WWF and immediately was a star. He didn't win the title until, 2005, 2006?
Yeah.
Like,
it was when I wasn't watching, so it was after 2004.
It's like...
He won the European Championship the Monday after Raw. 2000.
He wasn't buried by WCW. He just wasn't in the main event picture.
No, but he was on almost every pay-per-view. He was on almost every Nitro.
And very few people were on every Nitro because they were only I think they were an hour and a half long, and they, with commercials that's 50 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like most talent, I've watched 5 Nitros in a row. I don't think I've seen Alex Riley,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I know he plays a bigger role later on, but You know, even Disco Inferno, who was one of their homegrown stars, you know, he's only on like every other, maybe every third Nitro.
Yeah.
But Eddie Guerrero, he's there all the time.
Yeah.
You know, same thing with Pillman. I don't understand, like, I've never really looked into Pillman's grievances against WCW. I know he was unhappy there. That's why he went to ECW.
Yeah.
And then he went to WWE. Or no, he went to WWE, then he went to ECW. I don't remember which order he did it in. But, you know, Pillman's part of the fucking Four Horsemen in WCW. Pillman's in main events every week. Like, I get it. There was more to it. But still, like, Brian Pillman was used properly.
Yep.
He got the spot. He's with Ric Flair and fucking Arn Anderson. Like, oh, darn. Like, that sucks.
Well, that was the thing, is that whole group of people, like Guerrero, Ultimo Dragon, Jericho, they all were used correctly. They just were never moved up because of the ratings, because of what they needed to push money.
And it's so funny because the NWO both was the greatest thing to ever happen to WCW and the worst thing to ever happen to WCW. I love all of these guys, and once Jericho too. Jericho joins the WWF in '99. When did he win his first title? 2003? 2002?
Who, Y2J?
Yeah, no, longer than that. 2004. When did they
combined them?
Yeah.
Wasn't that 2000? It might have been 4.
Yeah. Anyway, it wasn't like he was instantaneously, but once again, he debuted against The Rock, you know. He did that weird double power bomb that I hadn't seen before, and I thought that was neat. And the first time he did a Road Dogg through a table, and I was like, oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
Good job, Jericho. Also, WCW using tables in '95. WWF, they weren't really doing that.
No.
You know,
No.
WCW was
Barely any padding.
allowing hardcore wrestling, you know, earlier, but they never really had hardcore matches. I watched Hogan hit the Giant in the face with a chair like 7 times, which was pretty fun. And then, but like every other hit was the Hogan hit where he just like taps them.
Oh, God.
You know,
Like how he thinks that the back rake is still.
2001.
2001.
I thought.
At Vengeance, Chris Jericho.
Okay, so he was there for 2 to 3 years.
Earlier the same night, Jericho defeated World Champion The Rock.
We know what happened. We've all seen.
Well,
it.
you asked me.
I asked the year, not a fucking biography on when Jericho did stuff. Anyways, yeah. I just want AEW to fucking
chill the fuck out.
No, chill the fuck up. Like,
So, yeah,
give us more shit.
It's got to happen eventually. It's got to happen sooner than later.
Yeah, I mean, they need to have something to give us. Like,
It wouldn't shock-
15-minute videos on being the elite that, you know.
Being the elite in the Road to Double or Nothing does not constitute storylines.
No, it doesn't.
They will be great. Being the elite should be removed from AEW's existence. Being the elite should just go back to being Road Diaries for the Bucks. Do not base your storylines off of videos that are released by 2 members of your roster. Now, I know they're vice president, whatever, blah, 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 blah. All I'm seeing right now is, once again, Hogan, Nash, Hall. That's all I'm seeing with AEW right now, is I'm seeing Cody, Matt, and Nick's egos. And I don't believe that Matt and Nick have huge egos.
No.
They seem like really down-to-earth guys. I've seen their interactions with fans and stuff like that. They seem really, like, they're just amazed that they made it this far.
Yeah.
Cody, I definitely see an ego. There's 100% an ego in Cody Rhodes.
I don't know if it's ego so much as it is he's jaded by the way his father was treated in his eyes, and he wants that family name. I think he has this huge chip on his shoulder that he feels like he's not respected.
Well, okay, if that's the case, then he should be mad at the WWE. He should not take this out on the legacy of WCW, which his father worked really, really hard.
Well, that's why he's buying all the copyrights.
Well, that's the thing, is I'm really surprised that WWE doesn't own the copyright to Bash at the Beach. That seems really weird to me.
Yep.
Battle Bowl, I can understand them not owning.
Yep.
It's a really obscure pay-per-view. Like, I mean, no offense to Cody, but whether WWE owns them or doesn't, if you want to honor Dusty, make this your own. Make this something special. Definitely use the formula that Dusty created in the early days of WCW's rise to fame. But, be your own person. Be...
And what his excuse was that he wasn't using them for AEW. He just wanted to own them so that he had some of his dad's cattle back, is how he worded it.
You know what? I don't, one way or the other, we've got 2 quote-unquote pay-per-views, because I'm sorry, I'm still annoyed by the fact that I'm probably going to have to spend X amount of dollars.
I don't think they're going to announce a TV. If they announce a TV deal, I think it's going to be at Double or Nothing.
That's what I think, too. And I don't even think that's going to happen. I think it's going to happen at the Jacksonville show. I think if they're smart, what they should do is do what TNA did, do what NXT does, have a home. This is our home. This is where we start. And do it live. You've got the backing. You have the money to do it live.
So don't tell anyone and have that first one be the first show on television. The first Jacksonville show.
No, the Jacksonville show is already listed as an event. It's Fight for the Fallen or whatever.
Yeah.
And that would be a horrible idea. Because, that to me, all of a sudden, this is becoming TNA in 2001. Just pay-per-views and that's it.
Yep.
It worked. It got them off the ground. Their pay-per-views were $10,
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's a 5-hour drive from Atlanta to Jacksonville. Motherfucking power plant. If you want to make it WCW.
Does the power plant even exist anymore?
No, it was a WCW thing.
Yeah, but does the... is it still a wrestling school? Is it...
Oh, I don't
know.
Let's see. Let's check it out.
I don't know. I'm simultaneously nervous and really excited for what is coming next, because we're only, 2 months out now?
Yeah.
May 25th or something like that, yeah.
It's Memorial Day weekend, yeah.
So, I don't know.
That's when you can start planning your plants outside if you live in our area.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just, putting it out there for everybody who's also interested in gardening, but I'm sure the lady next door, her gardening podcast, will give you more information on that.
Wait, there's another podcast on this street? I'm going to fucking kill him. I don't give a shit.
I don't think you were actually listening when you
when I made that joke earlier.
Yeah.
No, probably not.
That was an hour ago. Fucking dick. Way to pay attention to us.
Pay attention to what?
Yep.
Okay, fair enough. You guys say something.
I just did. I was talking about gardening, and then you gave me a dirty look.
Yeah, because that's not pro wrestling. Pro graps.
Pro grassling? Oh, man, that'd be a cool...
I'm pretty excited for Beyond being in Boston for the first time.
Yeah, Faneuil Hall. Look at you guys.
Ooh,
Ned
fancy.
Speaking of Beyond, it's a bad time to be a New England-based wrestler. It doesn't matter if you're in WWE. It doesn't matter if you're local. Because if you're a New England-based wrestler, you're injured.
Yeah.
So Ciampa's out, neck injury. Willow's out. Willow Nightingale's out, neck injury.
Yeah. Briggs.
Anthony Stone's is still out with a shattered body.
Yep.
Briggs, this past weekend, dislocates his hip. And I watched it.
Ow.
And
that sounds icky.
He's sitting there, hitting himself in the hip, and you can see him trying to pop it back into place. And what the fuck? He's out for 3 months.
Yep.
Right before fucking Beyond launches a fucking monthly show.
On Fight now. Partnered with Fight.
Didn't Beyond go on a huge tirade on Twitter maybe last year about how they didn't want to be on Fight anymore because it was such a fucking mess? Or was that someone else? I know it was Beyond, but they used to stream on obviously a platform that's not independentwrestling.tv.
Yeah.
And they made a huge stink about how it was nonsense, it was a mess, and it was just chaos. And I could have sworn I thought they used to always be on Fight.
I don't recall.
I don't know. Anyways, they're going to be $10 an event though on Fight. Why the fuck aren't you subscribing to the one who's streaming it live for $10 a month?
Right.
And you get all this other shit too.
Yep.
I think I get it. maybe people don't want a subscription. They just want to buy a show here and there. That's fine.
Are those the weekly shows?
Yeah.
It's just more avenues for people.
Hold
to
on.
get
No, I get it.
$10 a show,
A show.
so you're spending $40 a month.
It's $160.
which is what you'd pay if you went to it.
Yeah, it's $150 or $160 for the whole season.
F that in the A.
I agree.
I'd rather just go.
I'm going to the
But
first
that,
one.
I mean, it's good
definitely.
for people that live in like Chicago or Ohio or something like that. They can't go.
Yeah, but they can also fucking just subscribe and
Exactly.
they get 4 shows for the price of 1 instead of Fight. Yeah,
That's a deal, if you ask me.
Yeah, that's whatever. Like I said, I'm gonna the whole weekly Beyond show is gonna be it's tough for me because it's a Wednesday night, dude. Like I'm fucking tired.
I'm going to the first one, but I don't know.
I'll go to the first one
When
and I'll
is
go
the first
to
one?
next
April
week. 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from this past.
Is it
Wednesday.
sold out?
Yes.
There might still be tickets.
I'll go.
I think I saw a post. I can reach out if you need me to.
I might go to I think the May 8th show has RSP and a death match, so I'm definitely interested in that.
Wait, the May 8th?
Beyond show.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's RSP versus someone else who I'm blanking on, but that's why I have a computer available to me during the show now instead of being a fucking...
So that's week 2, right? Or is it a different show?
Okay, so April 3rd, May 8th. Now I want you to tell me how many weeks are in between those.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Jesus
I
fuck.
thought you said April 8th. I'm sorry.
I didn't.
I know.
And that would only be 5 days.
I just heard the number. I know. It didn't make sense to me.
God.
Gangrel's gonna be there?
At the first show?
No, at like the third or second one. The second one.
Trent's going to be at the third one.
Trent's gonna be at the fifth one.
SCU's at the first one.
Yeah. I'd like to go to that.
And the Beaver Boys are doing an open challenge.
Yeah, I can boo Alex Reynolds because he's a turd.
Do you follow John Silver on Instagram?
Yes.
Did you see
maybe
him?
not Instagram.
Did you see him doing the dips with an extra 135-pound weights around his, like
Wiener?
around his chest
No,
or around his waist? I mean,
I did not. But
Trent
that sounds like a
Trent
lot.
commented and was like, "How do your tendons not rip?"
Yeah, that's a lot of weights.
Yeah,
130. Silver probably weighs like 190.
yeah, and he's just up there like,
Jesus. I couldn't do that. Maybe like an extra 30, but
yeah.
keep me right around 200. How much do you weigh?
Let's not talk about that.
I've lost 15 pounds
Nice.
since December.
That's pretty good.
That's some pretty sweet depression you got going on.
It's pretty awesome. No, actually, I just kind of stopped eating fast food every day.
Yeah.
That's
That'll happen.
probably good.
Yep.
Man, if
And
I
don't
went
drink
like
nearly as much as I used to.
fully clean, like clean living, I'd probably weigh like 130.
Yeah,
But I don't want to weigh 130.
I went from 220 to I'm 203 now.
Nice. 203 live.
203 live.
That's weird.
Speaking of which, I'm so excited that Tony Nese is getting a title shot.
Yeah.
Like, he's my guy on that. He's been my guy on 205 Live. And to see that he's finally getting the recognition that he deserves. Because I think he's probably the most overall talented in terms of, I can do the flippy shit, but I'm also can sit here and not get off the ground.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's okay. I like Buddy Murphy, though. I think.
Yeah, I mean, Buddy Murphy is the champion for a reason.
Yeah. What's his move? Murphy's Law. I think
Yeah.
that's like one of the coolest looking finishers. And he just looks like a complete fucking maniac, like super ripped up. I know Tony Nese is like super jacked too, but
they've been like even when he had the match against who did he beat?
Enzo Amore.
No, before he fought at Cedric, it was him.
Rich Swann.
No, I don't remember. Anyway, so before he came out,
TNA superstar Rich Swann.
he just came out. Like, he didn't count his abs or anything. He's just like, nah, I'm here to win this. Like,
Yep.
that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But
I can count my abs.
But even when they
One.
were letting him do like he was doing the online videos for like the asking the guy to get his aminos, and other wrestlers kept stealing his aminos.
Yeah.
And they did the whole thing with Elias. Like, they let him do something with Elias, who is your guy that's on Monday, every Monday.
Yes.
The musical guest for WrestleMania.
Well, I mean, it's better than Flo Rida, so I
Anything's
mean,
better than Flo Rida. Or what was the other one? Machine Gun Kelly?
when was that?
I don't hate Machine Gun Kelly.
I don't either, but he's
Did
not
he die?
WrestleMania caliber.
No. He got powerbombed off the stage through another part of the stage by KO one time.
He did get shit talked by Eminem because he came out against Eminem, and then Eminem just like buried him
Why would you talk shit on Eminem?
because he's an idiot.
Like, I don't know much about rap, but I know
Yeah.
that Eminem's pretty good.
He wrote a diss track on Eminem, and Eminem just wrote one back and just buried him.
Good. Good for him.
Yeah. They're both available on Spotify.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after
So
all
are
of this,
we.
I can't
Yes,
figure
we
out
are.
who Ricky Shane Page is wrestling in.
All right.
Oh, you
Anyway,
you were looking something up? I thought you were just taking a minute off.
Is that the one? Where is that one?
It's in Worcester. Here he goes. I just found it. Ricky Shane Page faces
Question.
Eric Ryan. it
Ooh.
looks like.
I bet she's wearing camo shorts
In
and
a
a black
death
t-shirt.
match. Not only is it their weekly show, it's their 10-year anniversary is Beyond Wrestling.
Oh, that's very cool.
That's fucking cool.
That's why there's a death match with Ricky.
Grilled cheeses and
I miss
wrestling.
Ricky.
He doesn't come around that
I
often.
saw him in Progress.
Which is funny because he helped create Beyond.
Yeah.
Like he is a co-founder.
Yeah.
I once saw him wrestle with a bunch of thumbtacks.
Which time?
Yep.
Yep. The time, what was it? Was a couple months ago when Nick Gage put the thumbtack through his tongue, and it was like the grossest thing I've ever seen.
No, that was a while ago.
That was like last year.
Yeah, I think that
yeah.
was the last time I saw Ricky Shane Page wrestle. That was also one of the last wrestling shows I've been to.
He did a really good, just straight up regular match at Progress.
He's a good wrestler.
Yeah.
And that's why, you hear a lot of, performers who partake in the deathmatch wrestling, they shouldn't have to come out and say, like, no, I know how to wrestle. Tremont and Riddle, when they had a straight up match,
Yeah.
it was great. It was amazing. Tremont is a good wrestler. He's been doing it long enough. He knows what to do. He knows how to do it.
Yep.
And, the fact that he's got probably a pretty high pain tolerance makes a regular match, he'll still take crazy bumps because, hey, there's not broken glass. It's not that bad.
Exactly, yeah.
Barbed wire.
Barbed
Jesus
wire.
Christ. Barbed wire, ugh. It's so gross.
It's so gross.
I'm touching barbed wire.
Oh, yeah, that's a baseball bat covered in
Wrapped
barbed
in
wire.
barbed wire. It's not covered. It's just slightly wrapped.
Slightly wrapped and stapled.
Yeah, because I didn't want the barbed wire to fall off.
Yeah.
Obviously.
And then you're stepping on it like when your kid leaves their Legos out. Fucking kid.
Yeah.
Hey, WrestleMania's around the corner.
Yeah, it is.
Sure
Didn't
is.
Kofi Kingston do a thing the other night?
It's going to be 14
Dude.
hours long.
Yeah.
Actually,
It is.
the pre-show of WrestleMania starts tomorrow.
Did you guys watch that? Did you watch the gauntlet match?
Oh, I thought you meant the pre-show.
No, I
WrestleMania
just
is
asked who
starting
won,
now.
and I said, "Did Kofi win?"
Kofi
and someone
won.
said no, and I went, "Okay."
Now, he won the gauntlet match, and then they were like, yeah, you also have to beat
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan, and then Daniel Bryan beat him.
Aww.
So in the end of the day, Kofi didn't win.
No. I mean, they're doing two stories. They're building around the Daniel Bryan full circle. Like, this is the same thing that they're doing that they did to Daniel, even going as far as to call him a B-plus player, and Daniel referring to him as that. They let Randy Orton call him stupid again. Like, they did a lot of things right, but I think at the end of the day, they were trying to see how far behind the fan base really is for Kofi. Like, is this a hot
We're
thing?
100%.
Yeah, but it was like, is it the casual fans too? I think that's what they were trying to
I
gauge.
think the issue is that, and this this may come out as very this will piss Mags off, but very gatekeepery.
Yep.
But yeah, there are a lot of people who are just joining in on the hive mind.
Yep.
Because and this is nothing to do with Kofi. It is really nothing to do with wrestling. It's just how the internet works. People are mad about something. Well, we should be mad too. People love something. Well, we should love it too.
Yep.
That's just the hive mind of the internet. It's fucking agitating.
And they're doing a good job too
Yeah,
of
fuck
like
the internet.
Did you see Big E's video that he posted on Twitter? Where he was essentially like, people like us aren't supposed to make it to the top. It's clear that they'll let you work for it, but they're not going to let you have it. And he was basically like, the three of us are trying to decide if, the 250-day schedule and missing all the time with the families and stuff is really worth it at this point.
That's a work.
Oh, it's 100% a work, but it's
Well-
nice that they're tying it into the New Day. It's not just about Kofi. They're taking it personally as a whole.
Well, but the whole situation that I'm just going to adjust my mic a little bit. The whole situation that I'm coming into is, WWE has every right to be like, yeah, but is this real? Is he really over?
Oh yeah, are we going to make money off this, or is no one going to give a shit?
Not even the money. It's the look at just like, okay, if we build Kofi to be a main event star, is it going to be sustainable?
Right.
Are we able to, and the unfortunate side of things is, yeah, like a lot of people are behind Kofi right now. there's also a lot of people that as soon as he wins the title, they're going to turn on him because now it's like, oh, it's Kofi. He doesn't even deserve to be champion. Right. Just because that's how people are. People want something so badly, and then when they get it, they're bored.
Yep.
And it's agitating. Kofi Kingston, he's only got a couple of years left in him. He looks great. He looks young, but he isn't anymore. He's in his 40s.
Yeah.
Well, it's because he eats that Jamaican diet.
The jerk chicken?
Jerk chicken and such. You know, because he's from Jamaica.
He's from Ghana.
Yeah.
Didn't you used to be Jamaican?
Yeah.
What happened to your accent?
Ghana, and then he went to high school.
He's from like Cambridge,
Westminster?
isn't he?
Yeah.
He went to high school in Westminster?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Oh,
Whatever.
That sucks.
But it's just like, people will become bored with him. Just like, there are few and far between stars who grip the attention of the fan base and then run with it for their careers, especially now, once again, the internet hive mind.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to fit in. That's human nature, and I don't necessarily hold it against people, but if you are just supporting someone because other people are supporting them, you are not a good fan.
Well, Finn is a prime example of that.
Oh, people turned on Finn in a fucking heartbeat.
Yep. And when he came back, it was like, why? No,
I haven't been.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah, but you can see it. There's a reason why he hasn't been champion yet since he came back. There's a reason why he continues to win things at pay-per-views and then lose to fucking Bobby Lashley on a Raw.
Lashley.
Bobby Lashley is good.
I like Bobby Lashley.
But goddamn, Leo Rush
I'm glad they got him to get rid of the hat. I'm glad that he no longer wears the stupid dad hat.
Bobby Lashley is a guy that, honestly, if this storyline between Bobby Lashley and Finn Balor was for the Universal Championship, where Bobby Lashley is champion and Finn is fighting and struggling to beat him to win the title, this feud would be way better. But it's for the IC title. It's back and forth. And the storyline is no longer about Finn and Lashley. It's about Finn and Rush.
Yep.
Nobody fucking cares about Leo Rush. This may just be me because I wasn't a fan of Rush on the Indies. I'm not a fan of Rush in WWE. I'm not a fan of Rush on 205. I'm just not a fan of Leo Rush. I'm not saying the guy's not talented. The guy's fine. Like, he does some really cool stuff in the ring. His character is shit. And don't tell me, well, it's just No, that's the same fucking character he had on the Indies. He's been
garbage.
the man of the hour for years.
Yep.
That's just who he is as a performer. And that's fine. You know what? If some people liked it, that was great. Ricochet did the same thing. Ricochet came in with the exact same character. One and only. That's his character. The one and only. And WWE was smart enough to be like, let Ricochet be Ricochet. Yeah. Ricochet's falling victim to a lot of flippy guy situations. Oh, you know how you do that thing where you bounce off the rope and do the superhero landing? Do that every match.
Yep.
Oh, hey, Dean, you know how you do that, lariat where you come off the in between the ropes and come back? Do that every match.
Yeah.
Stop making people do their fucking shit every fucking match.
Oh, Baron Corbin's little slide out,
just
run back
that.
in. It's like, the first time I saw that, I was like, all right, this guy's kind of cool. And then I was like, oh.
Does anybody remember Baron Corbin in NXT?
Yeah.
When he was really fucking good.
I liked him in NXT.
He was amazing.
That slow walk with the 3 lights on the ramp and everything.
That was
I liked
cool.
that.
the handlebar mustache. And he looked like a legit badass biker
but
dude.
what's it called?
Now he just looks like
His hair
me.
fell out.
The Ascension kind of ruined NXT entrances for me when they went to the main roster because I was like, as soon as I saw how poor that translated over, I was like, shit, none of these are going to
Ricochet's translation great.
Yes.
Because once it's pretty basic.
Yes. Anytime you have to do camera work or something like that, though, it's really hard.
No, it really is, especially in NXT, because you're in a room like the fucking, the size of a fucking VFW hall.
Right.
Which I'm sure for a lot of these performers is a comfort thing. They're still in they're in an arena like similar to the size of arena they usually do. There's just more lights and fanciness going on, and there's an actual backstage area, not the fucking basement of a bar.
Yeah, exactly.
And I bet a lot of people, they get over to the main roster and they go, this is just this is a Monday at work. This is a normal work. A house show. Their first house show, and they're in front of 5, 6, 7, 8,000 people, and they're like, oh fuck,
yeah.
There's a lot of people here, and this isn't even anything.
Yep.
Like in 2 days I have to be on Raw and there's going to be live on TV, and I bet that does affect people. Lars Sullivan, apparently his whole issue was anxiety and panic. You know what? I don't hold it against him. I'm not a Lars Sullivan fan, but I feel for the guy.
I think
that's
he's going
tough.
to have what happened to Baron. I don't think he's going to be able to handle it.
Baron.
I don't think he'll ever.
Baron's
he doesn't
issue
come
is
back.
not. I don't think it's the crowd. I think it's.
He hated that people didn't back him.
I honestly think that he's kind of a dick.
Yeah.
Oh no, Baron Corbin. I don't know what his real name is. He's probably a dick. I don't know. I don't know the guy. He could be a sweetheart for all we know.
He's also older than us, and I thought he was younger than us.
Yeah, he's like
36.
Yeah, he
36,
played
yeah.
in the NFL and shit.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
It's just like we were talking about, fucking Shayna Baszler. She's 38.
Yeah.
Like she ain't young.
Yeah.
But she's like, love her or hate her, she has taken to the business really well. Like she looks like she belongs. She looks like she's been a pro wrestler her entire life, and I give her a lot of credit for that.
Her friends still suck.
She doesn't.
Oh,
She doesn't have a voice to be a.
What do you mean?
It doesn't fit her body. Like,
it does.
Her voice is not threatening the way that she talks to certain people when she's doing those promos.
I'm gonna beat
You know what? She needs a manager.
Yeah.
I'm saying Stokely Hathaway, who this weekend has debuted officially for NXT.
Was he on an episode?
Not an episode. He debuted at a house show.
Nice.
He is officially.
Who is he?
NXT.
Did he wrestle or was he?
No,
a
he
manager?
was. He is managing someone who I don't know, and I looked at their name, and I don't think I could pronounce it if I tried. So I'm
try
not gonna. I don't remember what it was. Stokely
Stoke.
Hathaway.
That's cool, and I'm glad to see that. On being the elite, MJF is a dick.
Babatund Ayagubusi.
Okay.
Is he the 7'3" guy?
I know
Yeah.
who that is.
The big ass motherfucker.
NFL, GFL, PLFA.
He's about 2 feet taller than fucking Stoke.
Oh, dude.
Stokely Hathaway's like shorter than I am, though.
Stoke doing the flex with him is amazing.
That
Stokely
guy's
Hathaway.
fucking huge.
Yeah.
Not Stokely.
Stokely Hathaway might be one of their best. That's the picture I'm looking at right now.
That guy's fucking huge.
Might be one of their best acquisitions because they don't have any good managers, especially heel managers. They've got Paul Heyman, who's the best who's ever held the mic when it comes to a manager.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Bobby Heenan. I'm sorry, Jimmy Hart. Paul Heyman is because he has evolved and transitioned himself. Jimmy Hart never changed. Jimmy Hart was a loud ass motherfucker.
Jimmy
who
Hart was a used car
screamed.
salesman.
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Bobby
Sick
Heenan.
jackets.
Yes.
Bobby Heenan was just a slimy fucking,
He was
He was a
slimy.
lawyer. If you're
Pretty much,
putting
yeah.
them in characters, he
Yeah.
was the lawyer.
Yeah.
Heenan is a manager. Heenan is a no, you're not doing that.
Yeah, no, hold on. He's
Not with
an
my client.
advocate.
Yeah.
An advocate.
I love Paul
Stokely
Heyman.
Hathaway could bring so much to anyone.
Yep.
Anyone who doesn't have a voice, Stokely Hathaway can be their guy.
And
yeah,
his acting is incredible.
they're going to start him with someone fairly unknown as well because for the most part, yeah, in New England, in the Northeast, Stokely Hathaway's a big name. He made his name in Evolve.
Yep.
But for the rest of the world, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
Stokely Hathaway is going to be huge.
I'm so proud of him.
It's really cool. He is one of my favorite interactions at pro wrestling shows, and I'm going to miss being able to interact with him because he would play off of the crowd so unbelievably well. I remember
My gut reaction was pissed off when I saw it. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like all I wanted was him because I hadn't seen him in so long.
I remember I forget which show it was, and I think I was talking shit about MJF, and Stokely turns around and looks me dead in the eye and goes, "What are you, drunk?" And I go, "No, I might be a little high though." And he goes, "Huh. Oh wait, hold on, yo, talk to me after the show, come on." And I was like, he's on every second. And I love it. He's so goddamn good.
His match at Halloween where he was asking the bartender to pour him a shot of Hennessy. And I saw him versus Chuck Taylor when they did Chuck Taylor versus Chuck Taylor in Rhode Island. So good.
He's a great acquisition. Like, Triple H, you smart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Vince McMahon, not so much.
Yeah.
Triple H, you smart.
Vince is very smart.
Yeah.
Vince is an insane person.
I know.
Do not give a shit.
I know. I love him. I want to write a book about him.
You should. Just called Vince's fucking nuts.
I tried to get him to let you have him follow you around, or you follow him around.
I mean, he can follow me around, just being like, all right, cool, we're going to thread this
Yeah, you work at a shit plant?
He'd just
Hey,
be like,
man.
those
I don't
stairs are
poop.
fucking stupid.
I poop once a month.
You know what? I'm just gonna I'm just gonna pay to have new stairs put in. I'm like, thank fucking God. You know how many times they put those in like 2 days ago and I've almost fallen down. I'm like,
You now have
three
like
times.
marble staircases at all your job sites.
Oh, that'd be cool.
You got fucking AI that you can just talk to now. It just
Each one
cleans
has
the
a
shit.
gold VKM ingrained on every step.
Yeah, they're mine. Suck on that, Upper Blackstone.
The fuck? Oh man, no, but I'm super happy for Stokely. I'm super happy for NXT that they have Stokely.
Yeah.
I'm happy for Alberto Del Rio.
Think of just how much
just
they've
kidding.
added. Like these are people who have been on TV once or twice or not on TV at all. You've got Keith Lee now. You've got Mia Yim. You've got Stokely. You've got Dijak. You've got these
Matt Riddle.
Matt Riddle, Karen Q.
Hold on. Matt Riddle has a fucking documentary on the network.
Yeah,
Does
where
he really?
Where he's gonna
Yeah.
retire Brock Lesnar.
That's pretty dope. Like, this dude just came in and they're like, fuck it, we'll do a documentary.
we
Like,
started-
Him versus Velveteen's gonna be awesome.
We started talking about WrestleMania, but nothing on WrestleMania weekend comes even close to Johnny Gargano versus Adam Cole for the NXT Championship in a 2 out of 3 falls match.
that'll be dope.
That will be the best match of the weekend.
Yeah. And then
I-
Shawn Michaels is sitting in the back going, yeah, I did a good job.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's got to get rid of that beard though. That weird mustache has got to go.
He's just a
He's
sexy
growing his
boy.
hair back though, so that's good.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy about that.
Bald Shawn Michaels was weird.
Oh, I didn't like it.
That T-shirt was terrible. Did you see that when he cut his hair?
No.
And it was like a T-shirt he sold on PWTs, and it had the barbershop, and the ponytail was like hanging out the broken window.
That's funny.
I like that.
That's great.
Shawn Michaels is the best of all time.
He really is. He really kind of is.
Yeah, I know. Been saying that forever.
I mean, he's no Chris Jericho, but whatever.
He's better.
He's
Who would win in a match? Chris Jericho, The Miz, or Shawn Michaels? I'm just kidding. The Miz would.
anyone but the Miz.
The Miz would be the one getting pinned.
Yeah.
Yeah, by both of them at the same time.
Yeah.
And then they high five, and they're
After
like, all right,
taking
cool.
Sweet Chin Music into a Walls of Jericho.
Yeah, no, he's not a winner.
Lion Tamer.
He's just entertaining.
Yeah, the Lion Tamer is better.
I hope the Lion Tamer makes a comeback.
It made
in
him come back a
AEW.
couple years ago, and
At New
Cole-
Japan.
No,
No,
in
with-
WWE,
with
Cole
Bryan.
actually called it.
Yeah.
He said, well,
Oh,
he's got him in the walls.
yeah.
No, that's not the Walls of Jericho. He's got him in the Lion Tamer.
Yeah, with the one knee on like the back
It was
of the
the
neck
first
and
time I
fucking
feel
ruining
like they
people.
actually acknowledged that there was a difference to these moves.
Yeah.
Yeah, Walls of Jericho is just a fucking Boston Crab.
And it's only because Brian
Dude,
said he
it's-
could.
The Walls of Jericho is like a Dorchester crab. It's not even. That's for Trash Can, who had to go to Dorchester. Yeah, I don't know why I let him get a license. Actually, you know what? Since by the
Like a
next
trash
time,
can license?
It's ridiculous that he doesn't drive a garbage truck.
No,
Like,
it's
you
fine.
would think.
Garbage. We'll talk about
Garbage
that in a minute.
truck drives
Hold on,
you.
hold on. Hold on. I want to say that because the next time we talk, it'll be post. I want to talk about it now. It was roughly 2 years ago, next Friday, that I found Trash Can on the side of the street and brought him into life and allowed him. Next Friday is Trash Can's birthday.
Yay.
So we want to say before, happy birthday to Trash Can. He does a lot of work, but then he does nothing because he's a fucking trash can. So
He holds things well. Not that we have anything in him, but
I think he has something to say.
Well, fuck you too, pal.
Oh my God, Trash Can's hat fell off. But I think that's all we have for this week. Thank you very much for joining us. I have been Ryan, also known as JRT. He has been Scott, also known as High Voltage, Scott Perkins.
That's me.
And he has been John, also known as The Miz, is someone I would like to have sex with.
Jorgen Jam Psalm
I'm not going to say no.
So with that being
Gross.
said, good night, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you next week.
Later,
Bye,
nerds.
guys.